Hey there, it's Angela here and welcome to Let's Walk London. We are walking through Kingston upon Thames during lockdown. See you there. Good morning. We are on Kingston Riverside and it is the 1st of April. A beautiful blue sky morning. I'm just going to adjust the Osmo. Right, so we're on Kingston Riverside in lockdown in the UK. So we're out for our one walk, and I'm saying we because I have dedicated helper with me.
Hello.
Who's also out for his one walk, and we are also picking up, we hope, supplies from the health food shop. We just started up on that paddle steamer, and I think those of you who've heard my channel before might have heard me say that that's one of the paddle steamers from that company filmed Karma Chameleon by Culture Club way back in the 80s, about a mile or two along the river from here. So Turks Launches have that claim to fame, that one of their paddle style boats films the Karma Chameleon video. So it's very first thing in the morning. As I said, we're out for our one walk a day and to pick up stuff from the health food shop in Kingston. So let's see what everybody else is doing. It's very quiet, so you're going to hear footsteps from me and dedicated helper. So over there is Home Park. It's called Home Park, and it actually leads into Hampton Court Gardens and the Palace. Avoid this person. So if you've seen my Hampton Court video, you would have seen me cross from Bushy Park to Lion Gate, and if I'd turned left it would have taken me into Home Park over there. Here we have the river. Lovely. And some sandbags outside that restaurant because it flooded, didn't it?
Yes, indeed it did.
Not that long ago, before we had to struggle with the coronavirus, we had flooding. And now instead here we are in a global pandemic and economic meltdown. So there's Kingston Bridge ahead of us. We'll pop up onto the bridge. So when I sort of started out on this channel 18 months ago, I had always planned to come back to Kingston when I get 1,000 subscribers. So that was my target, to set up a YouTube channel and hope to get 1,000 subscribers. I think this morning I'm at 910 or 911, something like that. So close enough. And during this rather challenging time, it's quite difficult to come out recording on our one walk a day. So I thought, why not do Kingston now? I'll do my hometown under lockdown. Here's the River Thames, looking amazing. So those who saw my Hampton Court walk, we were about 3 miles west of here. For some reason on my Hampton Court video I got my east and west completely back to front. I don't know why. Anyway, so we were about 3 miles west of here, and in the furthest reaches, about 150 miles west, is the source of the Thames. Then in that direction, going east, We have Richmond, Barnes, Tower Bridge and the mouth of the Thames estuary. So I've stopped here because here's one of my favourite boats. Always looks great. See what they've got. They've got teapots, cup and saucer and a hat. Koala bear, fox, penguins, little lambs, deer. It's a really nice looking boat as usual. They always are very seasonal with their decorations. My first ever video was filmed in Kingston, and these bicycles featured in that video. Friendly dog goes mad because it sees other dogs. Dogs. Right, so normally we would have walked along this part here, but they've closed it off, I would imagine, because you can't do social distancing there. Because it's quite narrow, so hard to get your two metres apart. Loads of swans usually congregating here. This is Charter Quay, wildlife habitat as it tells us on the board. Lots of restaurants, places to go out. Now I'm just going to show you this view. It's always one of my favourite views in Kingston. In the summer there's lots of lovely flowers here. We've just got some blossom coming out. That's actually looking towards the town hall. So we've got Henry's, Byron, Carluccio's has just announced it's going out of business. Brown's, everything closed obviously. So this is the Riverside Walk. Queen's Promenade actually is in the direction towards Surbiton over there. So we've just come off Queen's Promenade. Here I think they just call it Riverside Walk. So Charter Quay. Mad dog's off again. So Charter Quay was built quite a few years ago. Lots of sort of nice flats and things like that. Got some young swans there. We haven't got anything for you. No, we haven't got any bread or anything, I'm afraid. I was walking amongst the geese at Bushy Park when I filmed. They were extremely calm. They were very relaxed indeed. So no history tour today. I suppose actually I was thinking when I first started this channel, I was very inspired by people like Watched Walker who do amazing filming. Really good quality. Sort of first person, this is what it's like to be here, just feel yourself on this walk. And I was pretty keen to do that. I'm definitely not quite as good at recording as Watch Walker. I must say he's very good. But I realised I did like to chat a bit. And the gazebo. I used to go there when I was much younger. Okay, so we had a doggy barking just now, so I've let him get ahead a little bit. So as I was saying, when I started this channel, very inspired by the likes of Watched Walker, And I wanted to sort of do a first person feel as if you're here style walk. But I don't know, I found it a bit frustrating. I wanted to sort of give you bits of information about places. So, and I have to say I absolutely hate being in front of the camera. Just not really me at all. And I have had, in my year and a half, I have had some help with talking on camera from a friend of mine called Stefan, who runs a YouTube channel. So he did some coaching with me. Still not sure I'm that good at it, if I'm quite honest with you. But it was a help getting somebody to sort of break down what you should be doing, that type of thing. But the fact remains, I'm still not a lover of being on camera. But I don't mind chatting. So I thought I'd try chatting. So that's why I chat today when I'm walking along. These are all very good restaurants. There's great sort of riverside restaurants here. Do like Comptoir Libanaise, it's a chain. Do like the food though. So we're coming up to Kingston Bridge, and there's the railway bridge just peeking through there. And then you would go down to Richmond. Let's just go up the stairs. Here we go, up the stairs. And it is a beautiful morning. I'm very lucky. Let's just tilt this downwards slightly. There we go. So, full view to the west of here. On the 1st of April 2020, when we're all on lockdown. So there we have the train from Kingston over there on the railway bridge, and further in that direction is Heathrow Airport. So the skies are a lot clearer now, with so few people taking aeroplanes, so many planes grounded, much less traffic on the ground. So as somebody who walks a lot, and that includes dedicated helper, we have found the air that we breathe seems much, much cleaner. There's John Lewis. I wonder if they're going to be able to come back from this. And we have Kingston Bridge. And let's head along TK Maxx, which of course is closed. Only essential shops are open now. Last time we checked, Holland and Barrett as a health food provider still counted, so we're hoping we can go there and pick up some of our specialist stuff. So it's actually about 3 or 4 degrees at the moment. It's quite cold. But when I'm filming in quiet conditions, coats and things make such a noise. I'm just in a sweatshirt at the moment, hoping not to freeze. So we're going to head towards the market square, market place, Kingston's ancient market. Now, because it's pretty early in the morning, you wouldn't normally see that many people here anyway, but you would see people. So obviously it's very quiet at the moment. I'm hoping the market's open. I did see that open air food markets are allowed to stay open during the shutdown. View of All Saints Church. We'll go around and see the Blossom in a minute. Blossom looks amazing. And amazingly, even during a lockdown, there's going to be a building site making noise while I film. There you go. There's no sugarcoating it. This is a disastrous situation facing the world at the moment. Absolutely tragic. And I think we're all, rightly so. I think people are afraid. I think people just hope it will end as soon as possible. I don't know how realistic a hope that is. So there's Ultimate Outdoors closing down. Used to be Minutes. And last time I filmed here, Claes Olsen was open. It's now closed. So here we are at the top of the market square. I don't know why I call it the top. Might not be. Some of the old buildings. See the market over there. I think that may be fish. They were selling fish there. And eggs. It's got quite hard to get eggs recently. And normally you would have the food places here selling takeaway. Everything closed. Looks like we've got some social distancing tape here from when they were still open. So we're going to head slightly down through the market square, down to the Clattern Bridge. So here's Charter Quay from the other side. We were just through there. Here's a little historical description of the marketplace, laid out around 1170. Beside a church dating from Saxon, time still retains its medieval shape. Market traders dealt in goods carried by river as well as road. In Tudor times, a town hall was established on the site where the market house now stands. Druid's Head pub, nice pub.
Anyway, I'll have a full discussion with you anyway.
Didn't agree with the way they served my sea bream that still had blood in it. No, that's how they serve it. I don't like that way of serving sea bream. Patisserie Valerie, obviously shut right now, so all these little places, when will they be open again? So buses obviously still running, public transport. Only person on that one is the driver. I think as time has gone by, you've seen quite an emptying out of public transport as we focus on key workers. Right, here we are at Clattern Bridge. Just show you through here. So there we are, Charter Quay again, where we just were. I always like this little spot. And this is the Clattern Bridge. Just read you off the sign. Clattern Bridge, which crosses the Hogsmill River, is one of the oldest bridges in Surrey and is a scheduled ancient monument. The earliest known reference is in a deed of 1293, and the medieval name Clattern Bridge is thought to have been descriptive of the sound of horses crossing the bridge. Imagine they clattered. So over here we have the Rose Theatre. Great theatre, not too big. Really sort of good community initiatives, everything. There's the police station. There's our sort of stone, which I can't remember what that is. Check my other Kingston video to see. And the Guildhall. Now we're going to head back now over the Clattern Bridge. back to the market square. So rightly so, focus only on key workers able to be out and about, besides us with our one walk a day. I'm picking up some shopping, which we have now run out of some of our essentials. Very challenging times for the entire world. Particularly worrying for those who are vulnerable. So many vulnerable people are going to be affected, so many vulnerable businesses. And heart goes out to everybody struggling at this time. I think all of us are hugely grateful to the key workers keeping us going, whether that's shops, warehouse workers, medical staff. Okay, so that says AD 1422 and AD 1922. I never quite know what that means. But anyway. So here's the old town hall. You can now go shopping there. And here's Olivier's bakery. Specialist bread.
You know why I don't have any connections?
Oh, look at the dog. Fruit and veg. Bless. Dog's gone for a fuss. We're not supposed to have fusses at the moment, I don't think. Right, so here's the fruit and veg market, still going at the moment. Everything else closed. Just going to show you the blossom at the church. Come through here. Get out of the way of everybody. There we go. So here we've got fish, we've got eggs. And over here we've got All Saints Church. Blossom's just started going over already. It was resplendent when I was here a while ago. So everything's on the change already. So we're going to go round here and then I'm going to take you to Little Back Street. Just come through here. So normally we would continue in that direction towards the Bentall Centre. Not sure if it's open still. But right now we're going to pop down one of the little back streets here. I think it's wide enough for 2 metres distancing. So that's funny here, you kind of got the back of some shops. They call this Apple Market. I don't know why it's Apple Market. It's probably a historical reason. So you can see you're at the back of some shops and the front of others. So, I can just see that dog that we saw at the marketplace just now. So here normally there's some coffee shops and places, and you can actually sit outside. It's actually rather nice in the nice weather. And through here you can cut back through to the marketplace. We're going to head through Crowne Arcade now. 2 footsteps because it's so quiet. Right, let's see if it's open. They are closed now. Okay, so they are not actually open at the moment. I would probably say that's a good idea. I think the only place that needed to be open, some people thought, was the dry cleaners. Last time I came through, that was open for the dry cleaners. But clearly they've decided to close it since then. And that seems sensible. So we're going to come around the other side, past Boots. When I was here about a week ago, they were queuing outside of Boots presumably for social distancing. Obviously it's a pharmacy, chemist, whatever we call it. So again, that will be Bentall's in that direction. Here's Boots, 2 metres apart please, they say. Somebody at the door with a mask. I really do feel sorry for the shop workers. I know a few that are really experiencing anxiety at this time, and I don't blame you. Right, so that's the other side of Crowne Arcade. We are now, I think there's there used to be a nightclub down that direction. Don't know if there still is. So we're now going into Eden Walk, which is another of the shopping centres in Kingston. So let's go through here. Cheeky P, are they doing takeaway? Yep. They are still, so I think that's been possibility for some of the food retailers is to move on to takeaway. Not really much else you can do. Obviously support your local NHS and vulnerable people if you sell food or make food. Here's the other side of Boots. And here's Poundland, still open. Still not quite sure what it sells food, I suppose. So Poundland is still open. So here we are in the centre of Eden Walk. There's the front of Boots. I think you have to go the other side to get in. There's M&S, Marks and Spencer's food hall, which is open, but I don't think you can go and buy clothes and stuff. Must have closed that part off. And that takes you through to Eden Street in that direction. This used to be British Home Stores, which closed down. That's British Heart Foundation. Last time I came through, people were sort of in transition. So Cafe Nero, for example, was still doing takeaway coffees, and that's all stopped now. So Sainsbury's, obviously a supermarket, still open. Last time I came through, Paul Boulangerie Patisserie was also open for takeaway, now closed as well. So I was here about a week ago, again picking up essentials for our dietary requirements, and a few more things were open then. Right, a bit of roadworks going on here. I think what I'm going to do, so that would take you through to the university in that direction. So if you're interested in the university, that's one of the routes through. So there's a lorry making a lot of noise. We'll stay on this side, I think. It's a bit narrow through there. Again, a certain amount of roadworks continuing. I think that's a tricky one. I know it's been said that only essential building work should continue. Roadworks, maybe. Nationwide, looks like it's Nationwide open. I think the banks were doing limited hours. Right, I'm going to cross. It's a weird thing crossing roads, because there's nobody really driving about that much. As I said, there's a daily walker of some distance. You really do notice the difference. So through here we have Adams Walk. If I'm honest with you, it's not one of the most beautiful places in Kingston. I tend to only come up here to go to Argos. I think there's a key cutter, a Londis, things like that. I'm just pointing that out to you. Turn around, still plenty of buses. But as I said, very few people on them now. I think Transport for London were trialling some kind of cleaning agent that could be antiviral for a couple of weeks after application. Right, social distancing for the bank here. People waiting outside. Looks like it's just opened. So we're going to cross here. I'm trying to avoid pressing buttons. I don't really need to, because there's not much traffic about. So when Dedicated Helper found out that I was going to walk in Kingston upon Thames on lockdown, he was pretty keen to come, weren't you?
Indeed I was. Yes.
Thought it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. We hope. Blimey, we wouldn't want this going on ever again. So I thought it was a rare opportunity to see Kingston on lockdown.
Let's hope rare as that come up.
Please be rare. Please be rare. Don't think the world ever wants to go through this ever again. Here we have Superdrug, which is obviously still counting as a pharmacy. So that's open. Might go in there for some antibacterials if I can find any. I'm not a big user of antibacterial gel, but I have actually been using the 2 little bottles that I've got much more frequently of late. So here we are. It's very quiet indeed. By now you would expect people to be out shopping normally. There's Holland and Barrett, which I really hope is open, but we will pop back later. Still open, good. Actually, shall we go in now? Let's go in now. Tilt that down if it needs it. No, it's fine. Okay, so we've just been into Holland and Barrett. They had what we needed. Health heroes at work. That they are. Right, so here we are back on our route. Here's M&S, which I don't think is open from this side because that's the clothing retail side. So they're doing some renovation work in the Bentall Centre at the moment, or they had been. Is that in the right angle? So there's a cinema opening. I don't think it's opened yet in Bentall's. Might have done. Closed again now if it has. I just saw someone go in there. So I might go in and see what an empty Bentall Centre looks like, if they'll let me film. I did ask for permission ages ago to film in there, and they never replied. What's your view of that, Dedicated Helper, if they never replied when I asked for permission to film?
Well, they never said no.
They never said no. So we would be heading back towards the market square if we continued in that direction. Just show you where we are. So we went down there earlier to Boots and the shopping centre through there. Here we are at the back of some of the shops. I think that may be the back of Marks and Spencer there. We're back at the back of the church, All Saints Church here as well. And in the winter you would see the sort of, not winter wonderland, but sort of alpine ski set up over there. Alpine village. I don't think you can do an awful lot of skiing. So, should I try my chances in the Bentall Centre? Now I get anxious. Should I film? Shouldn't I? Will the security guard tell me off? Let's film it from here. Inside the Bentall Centre, empty. We'll go around the other side, I think, grab an angle from there. See if I can get through the door, if I don't get too scared to film. So we're covering all of Kingston's different shopping centres here, really. I mean, I say shopping centres, Kingston is one big shopping centre, but it's got little sub-streets and areas. So I've just seen the Bentall Centre, which is another one of them. John Lewis is just a shop, really, but a massive big one. So we're on Fife Road now, which again is another shopping area. Telephone boxes still in action. Had a very nice hot chocolate in Montezuma's. Sat upstairs. It's rather nice. Side entrance to Bentall's. It's no good, I'm too shy. Let me just go up to the door a little bit. You're going to see dedicated helper in the reflection, I think. Is that really open? No? Should I go in? Heart beating, don't tell me off, anybody. So, health and beauty being counted as a pharmacy. Mappin and Webb have quite rightly removed all the jewellery and the watches. Might not want to keep those on display. Right, so here we are in a closed Bentall Centre. Look at this. Absolutely empty. Totally empty. Wow. It's amazing, isn't it? Wow.
Ghost town, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it? Wow. Is that creepy? A little bit. There's a security guy behind me. I'm anxious. I'm sure he's very nice. Probably doesn't know what to do either. Okay, so back onto Fife Road. I can breathe a sigh of relief. So, got Sports Direct over there, closed. I think he was trying to argue that they are key workers in Sports Direct. Didn't get away with that one for very long, I don't think. As you can see, you've got Currys, Sports Direct, Marks and Spencer, some of the big shops along here. But you also have some of the smallers, the independents, things like this. I see that's a mobile phone and laptop repair shop, Beanberry Coffee Company, graphic and fine art supplies, fancy dress balloons decorations, Natterjacks, Vans, Warhammer Gamesworkshop.com. Okay. Your hair is 90% of your selfie. I think it takes a bit more than hair at my time of life. Makeup, lighting, the whole lot. So, some more Natterjacks. It's weird, everything's closed. Just hope we can get back to some normality fairly soon. So the English please. We are now turning into Castle Street. And when it's nicer, when we're allowed out, when the weather's nice and the sun is shining, you can sit outside a lot of the eateries along here. I think quite a few of the eateries are still doing takeaway. I can smell some food, so somebody's cooking something. There's the old sweet shoppy, which dedicated helper likes because they sell
vegetarian marshmallow fluff.
Exactly. Marshmallow fluff, but vegetarian. So he can eat it. Greg's is closed now. Last time we were here a week ago, it's actually still open. But slowly everybody's had to stop. I can see somebody in the back of that one there. They're not the Greg's, the food shop next door. They're actually making up deliveries for food. So we're back where we started. That's Eden Street there, and the main shopping thoroughfare through there. So we've got not that much left of the walk to do now. So here's Game, much beloved of the gaming fraternity. Can no longer go in and handle mucky game cases and things like that. You're going to have to download their games. So while this bus is waiting, can I cross? Nope, can't. Gone orange. Cross. Oh, I'm going to run, because this will take ages otherwise. So Wilko's still open. Don't know whether to go in there for some hand sanitisers actually. So we've got some student accommodation here. This is Viridian Studios. So because we're a big student town, quite a lot of student accommodations popped up here, but more importantly, we have the symbol of Kingston, our iconic telephone boxes sculpture, as we enter Old London Road. So this is called Out of Order by David Mash. It's actually nearly 31 years old now. It was refurbished last year in 2019, so it got quite messy. I think people clambering around on it and sort of generally messing around with the telephone box sculpture. And the refurbished sculpture was unveiled, almost exactly a year ago. Take care of your sculptures, kids. Here's the old Kingston police station, now called Cop Shop, which appears to be sort of office area. So back of Wilko now, so we're just going to walk along Old London Road, not very far, just to show you some of the shops. Princess Alice Hospice, Benson's for Beds, so quite often you get to feel more independent shops again, smaller shops, charity shops, perhaps serving a student population. It's an antique shop here, natural health shop, more Princess Alice Hospice, Ooh, haberdashers. Don't see many haberdashers anymore. Tattooist. Again, a vintage shop. And quite a lot of shops are trying to remove their stock. I do hear really bad tales of looting during times of crisis. What's wrong with some people? So this is sort of halfway up Old London Road. That heads you in that direction out of Kingston then, towards the A3 Putney, places like this. So that's the almshouses. Don't know much about them. My grandmother used to work in some almshouses, cleaning them and what have you. Pretty sure she was old enough to live in the almshouses by the time she finished as a cleaner. Both of my grandmothers had vast amounts of energy. And there's the Fighting Cocks, which is actually quite well known for live performances, comedians, music, those types of things. Right, let's head back down to the final part of this walk, which takes us to Kingston train station. Those of you who wish to come and visit Kingston. So Kingston train station is on the line that runs from Waterloo. So Waterloo mainline station. Most of the places in this area do. Surbiton, Hampton Court that I showed you last time. The Kingston service is a stopping service, stops at quite a lot of stations. I think it leaves Waterloo about every 15 minutes. Probably about a 25-minute train journey. Something like that. Via Wimbledon. And then the line from here can run further out. Places like Richmond. Still running at the moment. Reduced timetable, I think. And we've got a Travelodge here, which I hadn't noticed. It seems hard for me to record a video without a Travelodge. So back at the sculptures, and the student accommodation. So we're going to walk round the corner from here to Kingston train station. I think we'll stay on the shadowy side. In the shadows. So again, you could walk up to the university that way. There's also the leisure centre and the car park through there. So we're going to walk around here towards Prism nightclub, the famed Prism nightclub. Can't remember how many different names it's had since I've been living in Kingston. It's been a lot. And the university where I work at, which isn't Kingston, I know they do minibus trips and everything for nights out here. Obviously closed. Just saying, lots of events are now postponed. Going to be such an amazing run when we do come back. Stay well. Yeah, please do stay well, everybody. Stay safe. Look after yourself and look after others. My day job as a university lecturer, I teach ethics. Now, ethics is one of my specialities for business students. So I teach business and management students ethics. So all decisions you make as a business person and as a human, protect the vulnerable. Always make sure your decisions protect the vulnerable. I think we're getting a lot of attention put now onto the vulnerable in society. And what can we do? So this is the Rotunda. It's got a cinema, gym, Five Guys, So little dedicated helper not happy that he can't go and get his milkshake from Five Guys at the moment.
Not at all.
Not at all. So here we have Quebec House. Again, student accommodation. As I said, quite a lot of that because you're within a 10-minute walk of the university here. All the buses coming through. And ahead of us is the station. We have a green man. So there's Kingston train station. As I said, trains very much on a reduced timetable, but obviously still needing to operate for key workers of every variety. Right, we can be we can be a bit naughty and cross, but no, there's a van coming, so we won't. And another van. Okay, so we're coming back in a circle to where we started at Fife Road. So we got a Warren's Bakery, which says it's the oldest Cornish pasty maker in the UK. Pretty okay, actually. I'm sure others would dispute whether they're the oldest. People like to argue. But as we come back to Fife Road, you can see the Bentall Centre ahead and the train station behind. I think I'll end this Kingston on lockdown walk here. I do hope you enjoyed it. Please stay safe, everyone. As I said, look after yourself and look after others too. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey there. Well, I do hope you enjoyed that walk through a very, very quiet Kingston town centre. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.